Haha. Well, I'm vertical by accident. I'm sorry. Any chatting? No. Looks like we got one viewer. Oops, looks like we had one viewer. They gone now. Oh, but I guess we're vertical by accident. I'm gonna stick with it anyway. Why not? So, gonna hang out for a little bit. Had quite a week. You probably saw some updates and stuff. So we're gonna be sipping on this one. I did a review on it. The Calumet, Calumet. Don't know how they pronounce it. You know how people could be weird. So I want to thank you guys. The beef Wellington video in what? How long since I posted it? In like 8 days. The beef Wellington video has more likes and views than the original release of it on Izzo's Random Shots. So thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying it. Hey Skylar, hi Rex Robinson. How are you doing today? It's good to see you, my friend, my brother. But so let me go get. I'll be right back. Let me go get my planner, but let me figure out where the planner is before I go get it. The planner is at my house, so never mind. I'll just use my calendar. I'm doing good. So I worked in Columbus. I worked on the Columbus job for I think like 2 weeks straight, and I wasn't getting a ton of sleep. But we got it all stained and finished. Loaded it up, drove down to Columbus. We stayed there for 4 nights. Wednesday night through Sunday night, Saturday night. Came home last night. Didn't get home till technically didn't get home till today. We got home like 12:30, and my body had decided that it had enough, and it said you're sleeping for a while. So we woke up at 9 because we had a Zoom meeting. We did that off video, of course. We were not in any position. Well, Izzo's wife could have. I couldn't have been on camera. So we were part of that Zoom meeting, and then I went straight back to bed, and I stayed in bed till almost noon. So yeah, the body revolted on me. It said it had had enough, and I'd done some stupid things to it for the last 2 weeks, and it took over and made me sleep. So I feel really good right now. Thank goodness. But yeah, so today I have not done much. I went to the city hall because I thought a package had been delivered, and in our neighborhood, the police are nice enough if they notice a package sitting there for more than 24 hours, they take it to the city hall. So I went there, but apparently I misunderstood the shipping because there was nothing there. So I looked like a nice big fool. Then I stopped at Aldi's, then I came here. I had to delay the stream by 20 minutes because I was working on a sample for a customer. And I was hoping to get it out to them tonight, but if not, I'll get it out to them tomorrow afternoon. But I gotta get something. Do I have a dry erase board anymore? I got a dry erase board right here. Let's figure out a calendar. I forgot. Got a dry erase board here. Could hang that on the wall. Doesn't have any way to hang it, but that's alright, because I'm Izzo. I'll figure out some way to hang it. Boy, I do have to apologize that I'm vertical. That's annoying me a little bit. I know some people don't like it, but I guess if you're on your phone, it might be okay. Alright. And dry erase markers. You have to get back to work. Alright, sorry you have to go back to work, but congratulations. Go enjoy that paycheck later on. And we'll see you another time, Rex Robinson. And if you don't mind, text me like good times for you. What are the best times for you to see a live stream? I'd like to, coordinate some of my regular viewers so that way they're able to watch a little easier. That would be awesome. And you don't have to post it in the chat. You can text me. Gotta get a dry erase marker. Be right back. I'm still close by. I could shout at you, but I don't know how useful that is. Alright, I found him. Alright, So we'll get a plan looking thing if this marker works. It sort of works. It's not great. That's okay. I'll get a new set of markers sometime. Clean this thing up. Hang on one second. Okay. Anywho, so we're at the 20th already, aren't we? Make this look prettier later. This is just for us to be able to discuss the week and possibly further together. Give me a second. Let me locate the calendar. Okay, yep, it's the 20th. We got 2 weeks left of March. 2 weeks, baby. Oh, and according to the National Weather Service, spring starts at 5:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So we are 1 minute into spring, and the day started out a bit cold, but it's almost 50 degrees and sunny. So that's a pleasure. Melt off all that snow you guys got. It was very cold in Columbus, but I didn't get snow like up near Cleveland did. Is this thing dry already? I think this thing's dry already. I should probably just use a regular marker on it. I can lacquer thinner it off later. Why not? Gotta remember where the camera is. I wonder if I could flip the iPad upside down and then the camera would be down here. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Nope. It wants the orientation. It does not want to change. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Okay. Anywho. Yeah, I'll lacquer thinner this off later if I have to. Alright, so here we got March. And I'll show you guys this, obviously, once I get it going a little bit. Alright. How do you guys like your calendars? I like it when my calendars start with Sunday. It just makes more sense to my brain when fortunately my phone, that's how Apple seems to do their calendars, so it works with my brain pretty well. But yeah, when it's done any other way, I don't quite get it. So I guess that'll be the tip of the day, is if you get Sharpie on something, lacquer thinner will take it off. Now, of course, whatever material you have to take the Sharpie off of needs to be impervious to the lacquer thinner. You're going to have other problems, but Sharpie comes off with lacquer thinner. Even off your hands, but be careful. Alright, then we switch to April. Alright, so let's mark this in. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yep. Next Sunday's the 26th. And then boom, we hit April 1st on a Saturday. We'll call that A1. And now I'm hungry. Yeah, that ain't coming off. Good thing I have lacquer thinner around. Let's look deep into April. So I'm thinking of making a of course, like each week I try to do a Monday plan and a Friday recap. So we're going to also expand that a little bit. We're going to do like the first Monday of a month. We're going to go over overall like a big scope plan. And then at the end of the month on the Friday recap, the last Friday recap of the month, we will see how the plan went. So it's kind of like the weekly schedule, but on a bigger scale. And you guys will learn about how a maniac runs a business, and I will hopefully learn how to run this business a little bit better. So may as well fill in these dates for April. We'll fill it all the way up until the 20th, because on the 20th I'm going on vacation. I'm going down to Orlando for a few days. I will do some live streaming from Orlando. So if you have any, and I'm hitting the Disney parks this trip. So if you have anything in the Disney parks that you would like to see, either a live stream if possible, or an edited video, please let me know in the comments after the thread is done. We'll go from there. 18, 19, and 20. 20 I am out, so we're going to only put this calendar that I can't erase, except with lacquer thinner, out that far. Alright, so for the week, obviously, today's done. slept till noon. But you know what? I've been working straight for 2 weeks, so I deserve to sleep till noon every once in a while. Okay, tomorrow I have a doctor appointment at 10 a.m. Nothing wrong with me. I'm 45 now. That's the age where they start screening you for colon cancer. So that's what this appointment's about. It is not the colonoscopy. It is meeting GI doctor and finding out what the plan is. So who knows? I'm also going to tell them about my acid reflux. I do take some various natural supplements and over-the-counter pharmaceuticals in order to control it. I do a pretty good job. I don't. Used to be I would wake up every night with some sort of acid reflux going on. So I've done a pretty good job of kind of dialing in some stuff. And but if I don't know, hey, if I get some help from that guy, why not? And if the insurance will cover it, it's not too horrible. So I got a doctor appointment tomorrow. More than likely, the samples that I just stained, more than likely I'm not going to get them ready for tonight. So tomorrow, after the doctor appointment, I will take those samples out to that customer, drop them off so they can see what they're looking at. Then what? Then I have a small cleaning job to do. So I have one client that I do a small amount of cleaning for their Airbnb. So that's happening tomorrow after I drop the samples off in Avon Lake. 10 o'clock for the appointment. I don't know how long that kind of appointment lasts. So we're going to give it an hour. So leave the appointment at 11. Gets me out to Avon Lake just before noon. It doesn't sound like the customers will be there. Sounds like I'll be dropping it off with the babysitter, so I'll drop it off and then I'll talk to them later in the day about the color sample. And so then probably come back to the shop. Just do some cleaning because we had the big push for the Columbus job, and there's still more work to do with the Columbus job. Maybe I'll post a progress report. I haven't decided because it's all time lapsed. Maybe I'll just make a short. I'll take some clips and make a short. So we'll get you some progress. But then I'll make a main video after the whole job's done. I think that's maybe how we'll run it. All right, so back to the shop. Definitely need some cleaning and organizing here. Throw out some stuff. You know what? Tomorrow's probably a good day. So I don't actively scrap, but when a job has metal involved, I'll usually save it. So I've got a lot of scrap metal around the shop, and it needs to go. So I think maybe tomorrow. So let's write this in. So tomorrow, 10 a.m. doctor. Okay. Then to that customer's house for the sample. Then we'll clean the Airbnb. That should only take, honestly, it'll only take like an hour. So clean Airbnb. Then come back to the shop to scrap the metal. So that'll get me a little bit of cash. That's always nice. Shop, scrap metal. And then I'm supposed to, I got to get an exact time. Let me see what that time was. Got to meet with another contractor and his customer about ordering some doors. So that's an enjoyable thing for me when people need doors. But he's got his own painter, and he's a skilled carpenter, so he'll probably install them himself. Although, I mean, we'll work an install into the price if he needs it. Anyway, so between 3:30 and 4. Okay, cool. So that gives me quite a bit of time here at the shop to do some cleaning and organizing. So I can definitely get the scrap at least done. But I'm always thinking I can do more than I actually can do. So we're just going to leave it at scrap metal. If I do any other cleaning, it's a bonus. Then I need to go see the contractor and his customer. Door job. All right, Wednesday. I don't think I have anything planned for Wednesday yet. I mean, I have a ton of stuff I need to do, but I don't have it spelled out yet. So I know I need to make. Oops, let me see. Actually, this text is from the contractor that wants the doors. Let's see what he says. Oh, okay. Here's the address. perfect. I should be at the shop, so I won't be very far from there. Sounds like a good plan. Like a good plan. Okay, let's see how far away this place is from the shop. 13 minutes, that's not bad. Off of Center Street, okay. What is this cross street? It's near Johnny Cake and Center Street, okay. I won't give you any more details in case you're stalking me. Although, I already know my one main stalker, and it's cool. All right, so 13 minutes from the shop. That's neat. She wants to meet at 3:30. So if I leave here, okay, he wants to wait. Okay. All right, so that way we'll be driving it together. All right, awesome. So we know that that's happening at 3:30 now because it was in question before. So that job's at 3:30. So we can add that to the calendar. Very nice. If anyone's got any, looks like I got one viewer. Could be wrong. Two viewer. It just went up. Got any questions? Shoot me a question, or let me know how your weekend went, or let me know how your day's going. I'm interested in all of that. All right. So then tomorrow. So tomorrow is not tomorrow, Wednesday. We're on Wednesday now. So Wednesday's the 22nd. I am getting a delivery of cabinets either Wednesday or Thursday. Knowing the company I bought them from, it's probably Thursday. So let's fill in some of the volunteer work I'm going to do, because I do have some volunteer stuff coming in. So Thursday, I know I have to quit working by at least noon, if not a little bit earlier. So I might even try to get up early that day and have an almost normal work day, and then be able to take the afternoon off. So I know that I have to probably, you know what, I'm terrible with being late for stuff. Let's say I got to stop by 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. So what can I do in the morning that would be useful? So if I get up a little bit extra early, maybe I can at least work 4 or 5 hours. But that might be when those cabinets are coming in. So they're supposed to call me. I don't know. I'm gonna the stuff's supposed to ship tomorrow. I'm just gonna keep track of it. I'll call the company I bought it from. I'll call the shipping company, and we'll get it there. Hey, Stephen Noon. Hey there, Shelly. How you doing? Oh, that's okay. You make that delicious dinner. But let us know what you're making if I'm allowed to be nosy. So Thursday afternoon is shot, but Thursday morning's probably when those cabinets are coming in. So the next guy down in the condominium, the commercial condominium we're in, I jokingly call him the pallet king of Northeast Ohio. They make pallets, they rehab old pallets, they sell pallets. It's all pallets all the time. They work early. They work like their days like 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. So fortunately, most of the time when I order from that cabinet company, the stuff comes in the morning. So those guys are here, and they can use the forklift to get the stuff off for me. Otherwise, if they're not here, if the delivery company comes in the afternoon, then they have to hand unload it to me, which is not fun for anyone. So that's that might come in Wednesday, but more than likely it's coming in Thursday. Fortunately, Ward Trucking usually comes in the morning, so it shouldn't interfere with any of my crazy plans. So Thursday is doing some volunteer work. Friday is also volunteer work of a different nature. Back to doing some construction on a Kingdom Hall remodel. So Thursday afternoon, Friday are shot as far as work goes. Wednesday, I definitely need, if I haven't gotten a chance to clean a little bit on Tuesday, Wednesday's mostly cleaning. And then I got to start building the next phase of the Columbus job. So Wednesday will be some cleaning and some oak. Got to make a mirror frame. Got to make cash wrap cabinets. Got to make. Oh, I gotta order some moldings too. I better do that today. It's already too late. I better do that tomorrow. So let's put a big note up here. Order fount moldings. Molding. Steve and Shelly, how are your days? I hope you guys are doing good. All right, so Wednesday is fount and cleaning. So we'll put that in the calendar. And cleaning. And that's probably it. A lot of times I do a long day on Wednesdays. There's that young man you've seen on other live streams, Vincent. He's available usually Wednesday evening. So Um, so maybe I'll sleep in a tiny bit, and then work a full day, and then work with him a little bit too in the evening. So like 12-hour day. It's not that big. I'll make sure he's available. So we'll say Vincent question mark. All right. Thursday is basically waiting for Conestoga, so I'll be at the shop till 11. Friday, I'm off working for the Lord construction style. Saturday, we begin a tear out. So, one thing I've done, I got a close friend, we're remodeling her kitchen. And sometime, so with all of my quotes, I will try to itemize things so that way if there's something that you know how to do with your quote. And I gotta apologize to the people that are watching again because you guys both showed up. Sorry, I'm in vertical mode. I'm a goof. I hit go live too early, and I didn't want to mess up the stream. So you're vertical. Sorry. Anyway, so what I do a lot of times with my quotes is I'll itemize stuff pretty well, so that way if there's something that you do, let's say I'm remodeling your kitchen and you happen to be an electrician, I'll put in an electrical quote for it. But if it's something you do, then you can do the work yourself, and we can eliminate that cost. So since we're doing work for a close friend, very good friend of my wife's, we will. So I itemized it like I usually do, and in order to help her save money and fit her project within her budget without losing too much quality and cabinetry, she has opted to have like a big tear out. So instead of me doing the demolition by myself, basically she's gonna make food and drink available. She's gonna invite a bunch of her friends, including me. I'm gonna do it as a friend, and we're gonna take out the cabinets, take out the soffits. We're gonna prep as much as we can, and I'm not gonna charge her for it because I'll actually be there as a friend. Now the cabinets, some of the cabinets are coming out and going into another room, into the utility room. So I do have a charge for reusing those cabinets, like reinstalling them. So technically, part of the time, if I start putting those cabinets in the utility room, technically I'm getting paid. So, but it's just a way that I try to do to have you to have a person have a little bit of control over the job themselves. Pretty chill now. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I hear you. I think I worked straight for the last 14 days. And I know you're an entrepreneur like myself, so good job. Well, and you have kids. I don't have kids, so that adds a whole other factor in. I am a big kid. I have a lot of respect for you parents out there. I am not a parent. It's a parent that I'm not a parent, and I don't know. I can barely keep track of myself, so I don't know how you do it with kids. So good job. So Saturday's a big demo day for a kitchen that we're doing, and I won't get paid for most of it, but that's okay. At least I'm gonna get some food and drink. Depending on how the demo day goes, there might be a little bit of demo Sunday night, but we'll see how it goes. It depends on how many people she invites and how swift we are, and if she has too many good adult beverages at the place. But we'll be careful, I promise. I won't be videoing any of it though. All right, so let's look into next week. I will have to check the dates. I think I did more volunteering. I think I did Thursday and Friday. Let me check. I got a phone. I can check. Let's get next week going. How was did you get hit bad in Chicago? In Columbus, we didn't get any snow, but it was very frigid. There was like 4 or 5 inches of snow when we got home. But I mean, it's almost 50 now, so it's been melting pretty steadily. Oh, and I don't know if you guys knew, but according to the Weather Service, the official start of spring was 5:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So it's been spring for about 20 minutes. So we have those things to look forward to. That's sort of why I planned the the stream for this time. I was originally going to do 6 o'clock, which I probably would have been on time for, but what was I talking about? Oh, I'm doing some volunteer work. Okay. So it's very interesting with the volunteer work. They keep very high standards at those builds, like OSHA or above kind of standards. And it's been a while since I did one because I haven't felt up to doing one in a long time. So it was very neat to get back in there, to get back into that safety culture, get some reminders for stuff that I want to do anyway. So hopefully you'll see less insane shenanigans and you'll see safer shenanigans on the channel going forward. I even in my description, I originally like, I'm going to teach you how to do it safely. So we're going to get back to that a little bit, so that way, I can because I do enjoy that. Like I got lazy over COVID, and some of my old unsafe practices were coming back in. So there was a really nice reminder for me, and we can and I can showcase a little more of those safety type things going forward. Where is that email? The local drive-in is going to open up on April 7th, and that will be they're going to play the Mario Brothers movie. So I may go see that. That would be a fun movie to go see. No, that's not it. Go back. Go back. When did I sign up for that? If I can't find the email, I have another way to look for it. It's not there. So I think we got all the merch except the hats. So once the hats are in, those of you that are expecting merch, you will finally get your merch. And wasn't going to draw attention to it, but I put the iPad the wrong way, so we're in vertical instead of horizontal. So I'll just go ahead and let you know the Izzo shirts came in. So I got my little diamond eye, and let me see if I can set this up so you can see the back of it easily. So I got the diamond eye for the front, and hopefully you can see it. I can't see you, but I got Izzo's place on the back. So just something cheesy and enjoyable for myself. I'm getting a kick that anyone even wanted it. No snow, but very cold. Real feel of below zero. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not surprised. You in the windy city there. Thank you, Shelly. Shelly, I can't remember what I'm giving you some merch. I can't remember what. I have to check the emails. Oh, emails. Yeah, that's right. That's what we were doing. And then once the hats come in, I want the mustache for the hat picture, so I'm gonna I'll model up some of the some of the merch, and then the mustache comes out because normally we're at the 20th, so last week was my birthday. Normally, this mustache comes off on my birthday, but Mrs. Izzo has been very kind, allowed the mustache to stay for the photo op. Nope, those are tasks. I don't need to search for those. I should probably just go to the website. It probably would be easier. Yep, I'll just go to the website because I can't remember. I can't remember if I did Wednesday and Thursday or Thursday and Friday. And that's kind of key to making a schedule. So I should probably do that. Excuse me. But I can at least start getting started with next Monday. So next Monday, I'm trying to do maintenance around our lady's house, and there's some bigger projects involved in there. Like I changed the garage door, not the garage door that like comes down, but like the man door on the side of the garage. So I changed the garage door a couple of weeks ago. But there's so many other bigger projects that I got to get in there and do. So trying to make like Monday morning to early afternoon, try to make that a time for doing maintenance for her. So let's put that down. I'm just going to call it maintenance because that's what it is. I'll put the customer's name, but I won't tell you the name or Mrs. Izzo will get mad at me. Very mad. And then in the afternoon, I try to make. I think I'll try to make it. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to make it a paperwork day. I'm terrible with scheduling for paperwork. So let's try to make Monday maintenance/paperwork. And that would make sense if I'm doing a Monday planning session in the evenings. That would make sense because then I might actually know everything that's going on. All right, so what did I volunteer for? Oh, I did Wednesday and Thursday. See, I thought. Okay, I didn't respond to this. What's the difference between this? This looks the same. Oh, that gets into the following week. All right. Well, first we'll look at the one I accepted. I did not accept all the days. How do I see which days I accepted? There we go. Okay, I did do Wednesday and Thursday. Interesting. All right, so Wednesday and Thursday next week, I'm in Madison, and those usually are long days. That'll be a 10-hour day. I'm guessing, unless something strange happens or unless we're quick with the work. All right, now let's go back to that inner. Oops. How do I get back to the other invite? Because I never responded to it. And well, and by the time I respond, since it's been so long, they might have enough volunteers, so I might even be able to go. It says accepted for now. We'll see if I get. We'll see if they. See if they actually want me. So the following week, Madison. All right. Okay, so those are kind of some important stuff to do. I definitely want to do that kind of thing. All right. We also so what do we have going on? So we've got. I still have to finish the customer that's missing the little sill from his shower. So actually, after the stream, I'm gonna text him, and see if he's back home from vacation, because we got to get that scheduled. He barely owes me any money. To be honest, the project went so poorly. I might tell him that he's allowed to keep the balance because it's not that much anyway. And he and his family been so good to me. I might just tell him to keep it. But he probably will pay me anyway, even if I tell him to keep it. But I'll try to get him to keep it. So I got the kitchen that we're starting this Saturday demo wise. I got a couple of days for installing some shiplap around a fireplace. I have to make a mantle and put it on. And I got a small pantry, walk-in pantry to fill with cabinets and shelving. And a countertop. So we got kind of those two things sort of rolling together. I do have one day that I have to spend at another customer's house. All I'm doing is fixing a little bit of tile underneath the microwave. So what happened is their microwave, they had the tile backsplash put up, and then they're having their kitchen refaced. And so because of that, the microwave is really low because the person that owned the house before, I guess, was short, requested the hanging microwave be low. So they wanted up in a more normal position, so I raised up the microwave. But of course, you raise up the microwave, suddenly you see where there's no tile underneath it. So I have to go in and just do a little bit of tile work for them, and I'm going to replace the bottom of the sink cabinet because you know how years of water damage, you get some bad water damage, and those things kind of like rot out. So I'm going to give them a new inside platform, and then on April 3rd, they're having a contractor come in. Well, I'm paying a contractor to go in and reface their kitchen. So before that, and I know they're having some electrical work done, and I think that's going to be done by the 29th. So we're going to put the tile, sink fix. We'll put that at next Friday, the 31st. So it'll be after the electrical's done, and before the refacing happens. So that's probably the perfect day. So tile and sink fix at that customer, and then in the afternoon I'll be either working on the kitchen or I'll be working on the job with the fireplace and the pantry and stuff. All right, so because of that, I'm still gonna do maintenance on next Monday, but you know what? I'll be working on one of those jobs. So either the kitchen or the fireplace pantry. So I'll just put those customers' names there. There's no time for paperwork this week. What was I thinking? Maybe I'll do it Sunday. Okay. All right. And I probably got to sit down and do a slightly better plan than that, but that's okay. All right, so the days I do a little volunteer work, I will probably work partial evenings because that customer's out of town. So Tuesday will be Avon Lake, or where does the other girl live? She in Huntsville? We're just going to call it Montville because I'm not sure what city she lives. So we'll do the Miller Montville customers on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday after my volunteering out in Madison. On those evenings, we'll spend 3 or 4 hours each at the Avon Lake. job. And then on the 31st, we'll fix the tile and the backsplash. And I think the 31st is when the Avon Lake customers come back. Let me double check that text. Oops. Can't hold on to stuff. Let's double check when they're coming home, because they're leaving and they're giving me permission to work at their house. Where were those dates? Which I'm always honored when someone allows me to work in their house when they're not around. I consider it, yeah, they're back on March 31st. So we really want to. I don't mind if I'm there. If they come home and I'm working, that don't bother me none. So we'll play that by ear. Okay. And then to Avon Lake, and then that'll be done, and then I can concentrate on that kitchen. And cool. So that's March. So we'll forget about April for now. We got ourselves through March. So what did I do to myself the last few weeks? Let me talk about that, because I think only Rex Robinson was here while I was talking about that a little bit. So I don't know what the average is, but I had a couple of nights where I slept 5 or 6 hours, but really through the whole Columbus thing, both here in town staining and finishing it, and then there on the install, I probably was working like 16, 17, 18-hour days. And I'm not behind, but I just know I have a lot of work coming up at April, and they want to open April 22nd. And by going in now, because I'm in the store, I've got a table saw running, I've got a chop saw running, and that's something I need to work on. I'm going to be that's another thing I'm doing tonight, is I'm going to research some good dust collection systems. So normally they're not quite able to give me enough warning where I can come in this early and do the work. So a lot of times I'm trying to finish up the work. There's dust flying through the air. They're trying to like clean and put up decorations and bring the purses in. So finally this time, I'm way ahead of the game. They don't want to. We're literally over a month from opening day, and so I was able to go in. While there'll still be a little bit more table saw work, for the most part, table saw work's done. It'll just be a chop saw. I'm going to be buying a hood for the chop saw, so that way I can contain the dust. I'll get a better vacuum to hook up to it than the little crappy vacuum that I have. So it's a really nice feeling to be ahead. So I kind of like killed myself a little bit to get to where I'm at, but it's a good feeling to be so far ahead of their schedule for a change. And that's how I'm going to try to do it for them in the future. I'm going to try to just be on. I'm like, okay, you're opening a store. All right, soon as we get the details, like we need to design this thing, we need to plan it out. I need to order the materials. So it worked really well, and I think they appreciate it too. So hopefully going forward in the future for jobs, we'll be able to do something more like that. Tomorrowland Traveler's here. Awesome. How long have I been talking since you got here? 52. Oh, you've been here like 5 minutes. I haven't said hi. Hello, Tomorrowland Traveler. Tomorrowland Traveler just crossed 200 subs. He does some beautiful 4K walkthroughs of various places in the Orlando area. So go give him a checkout, and if you like it, sub it to him. It'll be good stuff. He's a good man. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. But it was funny though. So we got home from Columbus last night at we technically got home today. So it was 12:30 last night. Got barely enough unpacked that I could just drop and go to bed. And you're very welcome, Daniel. And the Tomorrowland Traveler. And got barely unpacked enough so that I could go to sleep. And I had a Zoom meeting I was supposed to be on this morning at 9. I was technically there. I was in bed, camera off. But I do remember attending the meeting, and then my body's like, nope, and it shut back off, and I think Izzo's wife woke me up at like quarter of noon. So it happens, and then I got a slow start to the day, but I didn't have a ton planned for the day anyway. Just some samples to make, and I got to do some paperwork tonight, get things planned out so I can be efficient for the rest of the month and for the next few jobs. But yeah, that's always interesting. The body just finally gives up and tells me it's gonna sleep now. I couldn't have got up today if you had paid me to, I think. What else? So that's it. We kind of planned out the week. We'll see how that goes. I'm vertical by accident instead of horizontal. My apologies if that's messing with your viewing. I got a bunch of time lapses of what I've done so far, so I'll try to make like a little clip show of it. But I don't want to reveal too much. I want you guys to see the video after I've got the whole job done. I know. I always talk about getting a break. Well, I definitely have one at the end of April. But even then, the way I do Disney, it's rope drops with fireworks, man, and this will be my first time fully hanging out with Pete and the Carney crew. So who knows if we'll sleep at all. So that's not even really a break. I'll probably have to sleep for a couple of days after that to really have a break. What else? So with the purse store, the Fount people, what I'm trying to do, because they want to keep expanding and they like my work, and I probably don't charge them enough, but I'll slowly creep it up on them, and but I want to try to get it because they're going to do more out of state stuff. They're even talking Texas maybe this summer. Yeah, that's how I feel, and so I'm gonna work with a cabinet company that I buy from, and I can just about do a custom kitchen with that company. Like the variety in their cabinets is big enough, and if you pay a little bit more, like you can get the cabinets to basically any size you want. So I'm gonna see if I can make what their vision's been so far using the Conestoga company. And what that does for me is the thing that I'm weakest and slowest at is the staining and finishing. So if I can get it where that company is building the stuff, staining and finishing it, um, it helps eliminate that step that kind of takes me forever. So what I'm going to do is when I do get this cleaned out here, and I want to get it cleaned out like the next 2 months, when I get this mess of an office cleaned out, and I want to make my silly little Izzo's Place bar, I'm actually going to do the color modeled after that purse store. Hey there, Chief Leaf. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Happy spring, everyone. It's according to the National Weather Service, it's been spring for about 36 minutes. It was supposedly spring officially starts 5:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So we're in spring now. But yeah, so when I make the Izzo's Place bar here, I want to do it in the color that the purse store is, and even like kind of make it look like their purse store, what we've designed, just like a smaller version of it, so that way they can come in and they can see, and so I'm gonna make that thing anyway. And from that company, if I'm making something for a display, I think I get like 25% off. So I can get the back bar made. Probably the front bar I'll probably make myself. Why not? But at least the back bar I can make it look like one of those purse stores, so I can actually bring them in here. Like, hey, look, this is what we can do if we order through the company. Do you like it? Can we go with this moving forward? Because the other thing about that is I would not need to carry the product to the jobs myself. I could actually order it, have it made, and they will ship it to the job site for me. And so then on the job site, the cabinets are ready to assemble. So on the job site, I put the cabinets together and install them. So it would be a really nice way to do it. Obviously, if I'm not touching every piece myself, I don't technically make as much money personally, but it saves so much time and effort. And if they are doing 3 or 4 stores a year, that's I can easily, put a little bit of profit on top of all that stuff and make a good living with it. And this company is always semi joking. I think eventually if they get busy enough and I'm doing enough work for them, I think they just want to hire me and I'll be like their in-house carpenter, and I'll obviously I'll build out all their new stores. And then I'll also go around to do maintenance on all the existing stores. If something breaks or something needs refinished, then I'll be their guy. So that's something we'll have to cross later. I haven't worked for anyone in 8 years. Not sure if I'm interested in starting again. I like my freedom, but on the other hand, who knows? Hey, I got a doctor appointment tomorrow. Maybe I'm going to need better insurance soon. You never know. But maybe they will. But you know what? Technically, I bought Taco Bell last night on our drive home, Chief. I was thinking about you, and so technically, that's something that they sort of paid for. Yeah, I hear you, Chief. I haven't seen a doctor in a decade, and I hit the age where they're gonna want to start um, checking out some of my innards, going through inappropriate openings to make sure I'm healthy. So, uh, you got to do it. Taco Bell Sunday. I wanted Chick-fil-A, but you know, that doesn't happen on a Sunday. So this is a one of the fount people are texting me. Do you think they're watching? I didn't say anything bad about them, right? Oh, good. They're happy. I sent them videos last night of the stuff. So everyone's happy so far. I love it when everyone's happy. Yay! Fully customer service. Sweet. I'm so glad and excited. That's my text. There we go. All right. So a couple of you have rolled in since I revealed the shirt. So here's the Izzo shirt. So I got a nice little eye there, and I'll lean it. If I'll try to lean it a little bit. Oops. I'll have to show you what I'm leaning it on. It's kind of funny. So there's the back of the shirt with the logo. So I'm waiting on hats. Once hats come in, I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures of the merch, and then start shipping it out to the people that are waiting for it. And if I have a couple extra pieces left over, I honestly, that's why I keep emails. That's why I told people to email me. Yeah, I can't remember who gets what at this point, but I have it all recorded in the emails. Anyway, so I don't know who else is selling RC Cola. I didn't know they made it anymore, but yeah, I picked up a 6-pack of RC Cola from Menards. Haha, yeah, you should. I should look and see. If they make any T-shirts for that company. I'm sure their employees do. So I'll probably eventually have to make like a collared shirt, because usually I wear like a polo shirt when I work. Just having that little collar just like classes me up a little bit. I've been wearing a polo shirt. What was it, the saying, like, dress for the job you want? So like I don't really want to be anything more than I am, but just having that collar on there, like, you know, it just seems to put me above the normal construction guy. And I don't know. I feel that that's a good look for the customer. Like, you know, and also then on my jobs, if I do have helpers, you sort of know, it's obvious who's in charge. Sorry about that. I got myself a little tickle. Nice. I know, but the RC, I saw it. I had to get it. Yeah, Menards is fun. They didn't have any Tab though. Tab would be good. So I didn't bring it to the shop, but I got a Jack Daniel single barrel from a a bourbon, or not a bourbon, just a bottle lottery. So I bought that. The bottle lottery just gives you the ability to buy it. So I bought that, and it was pretty good. And Izzo's wife hasn't been able to drink bourbon. She used to love it. Something with the migraines. Like, sometimes the smell of the bourbon will make her sick. Like, and if she's having a migraine, if I'm stupid enough to walk into a room that she's in with like a Glencairn of bourbon, like, very quickly I will have to leave the room. But she tried the Jack Daniels, and it actually didn't. So her exact words were, "Didn't turn my stomach." So that's a good sign. Maybe she's getting a little bit of the medication she's on. Maybe she's taking control of the migraines, and that can only make me happy if she has a little bit less pain in her life. Because, you know, it's pain enough living with Izzo. So what are you gonna do? Do they still make Tab? I don't even know if they still make Tab. I just always think of Back to the Future when I think of Tab Cola. I'm gonna go get the sample I was working on. I'll be right back. I'll bring it and show you. Alright, so if you remember from any of my videos, the bookshelf that I just did. Okay, interesting. The bookshelf I just did, bookshelf with a mantle. If you saw those videos, the first mantle I made for them was a little more distressed than the customer wanted, so I made a second one not as distressed. Um, so when I got this new customer, when I went to their job site, I actually had the mantle still in my van. So, and they wanted a mantle, so I said, "Hang on a minute, let me show you something." So I was able to show them the mantle. So that let them know that the mantle, at least the dimensions, were exactly what they wanted, 8 by 8. Unfortunately, the mantle was a little too short, so I couldn't reuse it for their job. The mantle's 5 foot, and I need like a 6 foot mantle. But they even like the color, and so but they asked if they could see it just a little lighter. So I've got technically I've got 3 different versions here. So I've got a lighter version with the distressing, lighter version without distressing, and then I did one that's a little darker than this, but is not quite as dark as that mantle that they saw. So either today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow because I got to put a clear coat on this. I'll drop this off and let them see it, and then I can get started on it. Yeah, and Chief, I don't know if you saw that video with the mantle. It looks so cool, and I used to be real nervous about doing the distressing. I didn't feel like that I could capture what I was looking for, but apparently I can do it pretty decent now because that mantle beam looked nice and old and rustic. It was good stuff too. All right, I'll go put this back under the fan because I'm trying to dry it out enough where I can put a clear coat on it. So there'll be some other fun projects coming up as the weather gets warmer. Oh really? Interesting. Interesting. Man, so they still made it for all those years. I hadn't drank any of it in a long, long time. That is funny. Let's crack this open. Me and my RC. Ooh, I'll have to text my buddy that did my weekly bourbon barrel update. That's my friend. I don't know if he wants to have his name shouted out on the internet. I'm gonna check with him real quick, or if he wants a nickname. We'll have to give him a nickname if we do. Nope, wrong Devin. Oops, haha! You didn't hear that. And it's a little too late now. Everything on the internet is forever. Hey, do you want your name shouted out on the internet, or do you want to be slightly anonymous? I mean, your face is out there now. I'm so good at secrecy. We'll see what he likes. All right. So what else? So I've heard really good things about 2 releases that are coming out from Jack Daniels. So what I got is like a Jack Daniels single barrel, and it's very good. It's not like wow fireworks in my brain good, but it's good. But I've heard some really good things about a Jack Daniels 10-year and even better things about a Jack Daniels 12-year that's coming out. And they supposedly are starting to hit shelves starting today. So if you see that, like all the bourbon and whiskey people that I follow on YouTube are really enjoying that 10-year and that 12-year Jack Daniels. So just something to keep an eye out for. And I don't know how. I'm sure once the reviews start coming out, I'm sure it'll start getting popular. But is it? Okay. You have Jack Daniels at the Walmart. I'm not familiar with New York's liquor laws. Hey, if you see it, Chief, buy me a case. I'll come and pick it up. I'll pay you to get a good tip for it. Try to get the 12-year for me. I'm gonna need to eat these at some point. They came from Amazon. I'm sure it's not as much fun as eating them in La Cava de Tequila, but I had to go ahead and get a pack anyway. And I don't think I got anything special. Yeah, if you see it, Chief, I'm down. If you see anything else that even smacks of interesting in bourbons and whiskeys, let me know. Maybe I'll use my Walmart hookup and get a bunch of stuff. But they're just whole roasted crickets. High in B12. But it looked like there were a whole bunch of different flavors. Oh, I love labeling on food and medicines these days. Ingredients: whole roasted crickets. Contains crickets. People who are allergic to shellfish may be allergic to crickets. May contain soy. So we got some soy and we got some. Ooh, thanks, Chief. And you'll get a big tip then from me. Um, but I'll have to review the crickets at some point. Anything else for today? I don't know. What time is it? 6:14. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's up with the. I don't follow everyone else's liquor laws. I know basically how it runs and. Well, I mean, it's roasted crickets. I don't know. I mean, unless you start getting into flavored ones, I don't know how it's gonna change that much. But just the atmosphere, like getting it from La Cava de Tequila, and it was funny. So I asked him like, "Hey, how did we do the crickets thing?" And you know what, Chief? I apologize. I did not get a chance to listen to it yet. I will make sure that I'm doing that. I will probably need some good meditation, calming, atmospheric music for doing some paperwork tonight. Um, but yeah, I'm like, how do we do the crickets? And he's like, oh, you order mezcal. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take some mezcal, I guess. He's like, which one? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. And he's like, well, how much do you want to pay? Ooh, I have not. Okay, that's now on my radar. That's not on my radar. And yeah, Chief, that'll be some good stuff to listen to. Because who's the guy that did that soundtrack? I do love that soundtrack. I think his name starts with a V. I'm not positive on that though. But yeah, the Plague Pig. That's gonna have to be on the new bucket list now. Vangelis, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's some good stuff there. What was it talking about? I don't remember what I was talking about. Sorry, I get. Oh, the mezcal. So I'm just like, how much? Or oh yeah. So I'm like, well, I don't know anything about mezcal. He's like, well, how much do you want to pay? And I'm like, I don't know what's good. How about $20? He's like, okay. So then he pours me a mezcal, gives me the crickets, and the way I was eating it. Let's see. I guess you eat the cricket, you sip the mezcal, and you bite on the orange. And I don't know what the spices are that they put on the orange. I think my sister gave me some though. I think I have some at. I think I have some at home. I'll have to remember to bring the spices. Of course, then I'll actually have to get fresh fruit for the shop if I'm going to have orange with it. Yeah, so I'll have to do the bourbon bar at the Plague Pig. Okay, cool. So I had, when I was down there, not in December, because I was there with Izzo's wife. When were we there together? And we were visiting friends. We went to Hollywood Studios and then we went to Boardwalk where they were staying after. No, we didn't go to Hollywood Studios. We went to DAC. We went to DAC and then that had to be in the summer, I think. Anyway, I went to the Abracadabra bar for the first time, and very cool bar there. Um, yeah, I ordered something. I ordered something with bourbon in it, and I don't remember what it was I ordered, and it was like the worst tasting thing I'd ever have. Like ruined whatever the good bourbon was in it. I can't remember what that drink was, but hopefully next time I'm there. Oh wow, that is neat. I did not know that fact, Chief. And but yeah, whatever that bourbon drink at Abracadabra was terrible. So I'll have to like check out some reviews and check with Pete what I should order there next time because I know there's some fun drinks that do fun things. Chief, were you looking for flying cars in 2015? Because we were all disappointed by that too. At least I think someone has finally made shoes that lace themselves up now. So at least we have that. But no flying cars like we see in Back to the Future. So let's see, what fun things happened in Columbus? Did anything fun happen? No, I just worked the whole time. Um, the hotel was nice. It was a Holiday Inn Express, like an IHG or IGH or whatever it is. Um, had no problems. We always seem to get, and I don't know if I've just got like elevator room written on my face or something. We always seem to get the room right next to the elevator. But unlike our stay in Orlando in the summer, at least there weren't people screaming. Like we swear in Orlando, we were staying at I can't remember, like one of the ones near Universal. We were staying at that hotel. Um, I swear they put up a sign every night before we went to bed that said like, "Please scream as you exit the elevator." And we heard some that were borderline. We heard some screaming that was like borderline, like domestic abuse. Like, do we need to call someone? It was a little bit rough. So we had the elevator room this week, but it really wasn't too bad. The people above us were a bit stompy at times, but we made it. Izzo's wife bought a brown noise machine, which is slightly different noise than a white noise machine, and it helps her sleep a lot. It helps me sleep a little bit. I mean, any kind of ambient noise is going to be fine for me. Kind of sounds like a fan to me. She claims it sounds different than my fan, but to me it just sounds like the fan. I am my man Stephen Noon hooked me up with Pop Century for this trip. So this will be the first time I stay in the parks in a couple of trips. The times we went, the last two times I went and stayed, like in December, I did a crazy 1 day thing where I met up with Pete and the Tomorrowland Traveler for part of the day, and then I drove home that night. That was just a crazy 1 day trip. The two times before that, I was with Izzo's wife, and we did like combination. We did 1 day at Disney, 1 day at Universal. Because she's not the biggest Disney fan. Universal's more her speed. She loves Cedar Point, our home park. So Universal with having more thrill rides, that was more her speed. Oh, okay. Wow, interesting. Yeah, that would make it tough. What it is cabin's nice. Ooh, and the poly. That's cool. I love the poly. And so this will be the first time in a couple of trips that I actually stay on property. And so that's Pop, so that gets me Skyliner, which is kind of neat. Because normally I stay at the All Stars, which is driving or take the bus if you're feeling brave. There's some stuff like I haven't stayed at the Poly since the pool's been redone. So like my memories of the Poly pool are the old one. They had the waterfall slide, and it's just nice to be able to stay, and then you do have access to the transportation, even though your main one off of the All Stars is your bus, but still having the free transportation, keeping you in the bubble. I like all that stuff. Um, oh, of course, this time, so there's no Magic Express anymore, so I should probably look into booking something, or uh, I don't know how much an Uber is. Maybe I'll even just throw it out to the crew. Like, anyone that wants my Uber money, instead of giving it to Uber, I'll give it to you if you want to come and pick me up. Gave me some info on the polite pig, so that's cool. Did the screen go weird? Did it pause for a moment? Because I wasn't thinking, and I looked at the text on my iPad instead of on my phone. How bad is the vertical? Is it bad? Is it making it annoying to watch me? I'll try not to do that in the future. So on Wednesday, I will. I don't know if I'm going to live stream on Wednesday. On Wednesday, um, something will get released. Either I'll finish an edited video, or I will repost something from one of my older channels. Because I don't think anyone. I think only one person was listening when I mentioned it. Um, okay, cool, good to know. So Uber is the cheapest. That sounds good. Plus, I'll be just coming in backpack only because I like to make my frontier trips as cheap as possible. So I'll probably be wearing half my clothes and the rest of the clothes in the backpack. It'll be good. Um, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. That's a good question. I can't remember. Boy, yeah, brain's not working today. Doesn't work ever. Oh, Wednesday. So I don't know if I'll live stream. I'll either live stream or I will release an edited video. Edited video might be a new edited video, or it might be a re-release from my other channels. Like if there's something that was like decent. Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. I tend to just go to Uber. I don't look to Lyft very often. But yeah, it probably would be good to check them both. I'm also just lazy though. If something's working, if Uber works, I might just do Uber. Um, but yeah, so I mentioned it. I think there was maybe one person watching the stream when it first started. But thank you all so much for checking out the Beef Wellington video, because that video already has at least more views than the original time I released it on the other channel. It might have more likes already. Even let me just take a quick glance. No, it doesn't have more likes yet, but it has way more views. It's got like 22 more views. It's not like the channel's huge or anything. So that was neat. So thanks for watching the beef Wellington video, and I'll select. I might select some from those other channels, and replay some stuff. On the cello shots, I had done a Weezer cover, and since then, some friends of mine. Oh well, if you see me separating egg yolks, you know that's not a professional cooking session. um, some friends of mine took that recording and added some guitar and drums and vocals to right. It was a lot easier. So it probably took me like the whole process probably took me like 2.5 hours, but it really wasn't that bad. So I am working on the second time I made it. I actually put the mushroom duxelles in the Wellington. So that's like, if you look at it when it's cross section, that's that dark ring in there. It's basically mushroom and shallot reduction. And I'm not a mushroom guy, but it was very good. So my next video, with a Wellington is updated, and it has the duxelles in there, and the duxelles, the time lapse, and like adding in the duxelles and the port wine reduction might even make the video too long. So I might even do like three videos, like a short video on making the duxelles, and then a short video on making the port wine, and then releasing the Wellington. So I tend to only like mushrooms when they're hibachi style for some reason. I love them hibachi style, but they're growing on me a little bit. I mean, they are a fungus after all. But yeah. So the second time I made the Wellington, I made it for my in-laws, and so each of those ones that I was making was good enough to like kind of feed two people, and so I made two that had the mushroom duxelles in it and two that didn't, and but I was really surprised. Like so I made two that had it, two that didn't, and when I tried the one with the mushroom in it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is delicious. So I was very surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did. But I mean, you mince them up, you reduce them for like hours, and you basically end up with this like dark paste that's all mushrooms and shallots, and it actually, so the kitchen smelled like mushrooms, which I'm not a super fan of for a long time, but the taste was definitely not anything that would remind me of mushrooms. Like, and do you like them any way that they're prepared, or like raw? I mean, I'll eat a raw banana. I don't know if I like bananas in anything in general. I mean, you could slice them, put them on top of your cereal. That's good. Get you some potassium, boy. Get some bananas in you. But I guess I can't like bananas since I'm almost Mario. So my arch nemesis would be Donkey Kong, who I imagine likes bananas. So maybe I can't like bananas. Well, that's fun. You put chocolate on almost anything. It's delicious. Used to always get the frozen bananas at Cedar Point and like at the fair. Those were always good. Does Disney do any banana things? I don't even remember. Let's see, any other fun news? Anything coming up? I did start to say, so hopefully the weather will be breaking now that we're in spring. So I do have some van projects coming up because I'm going to try to fix up the van a little bit. I actually have some leaks in it. If you're in the passenger seat and it's raining too hard, you'll get a drip on you. So I can see where the rust spots are. So I'm going to try to fix up the van over the next few months as well. Like maybe take a Saturday or Sunday and just slowly work on the van. And I think I need to work on it from top to bottom. So like, I might even take the ladder rack off and do any repairs that I need to. And I'm not super big on car repairs, but so I might make those videos. I like to make videos if it's something I know how to do really well, or if it's like my first time and like I want to show someone like, hey, here's a guy that knows some stuff but doesn't really know this thing, and go ahead and watch him try to do it. So I want to start from the top down. I want to fix the roof leaks first, and then just work my way slowly down. So fix the roof leaks, get the ladder racks back up, get my storage pipes the way I want them, and then move into the van and then I probably should start with the exterior. So I got a bunch of rust. So I'll probably need to buy some replacement panels. I do have a friend that welds, so maybe I could talk him into welding it on for me, and then I'll have to do like the Bondo work and the paint work myself. And then on the inside, the floor's kind of a bit rotted, so got to get that plywood out of there and then see how bad the metal floor is. So it's probably going to be some more welding in there. I should probably learn to weld. I'll have my buddy teach me. Yeah, cars can be tough. Cars can be tough to fix at times. I have changed like caps and rotors, but in general, car repairs aren't great for me. I know I had to do the wood stuff. Like the car stuff just doesn't get it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. Bananas foster bread. That does actually sound really good. Um, yeah, so there will be van projects coming up. Then on the inside, so on the inside of our van, I've got a 2007 Ford Econoline Extended, um, and I'm kind of spoiled that it's the Extended. It is really nice. Like there's 10 foot behind the seats. I can fit 12-foot stuff in it if I put it up between the seats. So it's really nice, and to replace it with anything that I would want is going to be so expensive, probably more expensive than some houses that I've looked at in the past. And so I think I just need to keep fixing this thing. I think I just need to fix it up, get rid of as much rust as possible, keep that engine running. The engine runs great, and I think I got years and years and years on the engine, but the body's starting to fall apart. So time to learn how to do some body work and get rid of some rust. And so on the inside, I don't want to put, a lot of carpenter, a lot of tradesmen. You see their vans are full of shelves and things, and that's nice because they get their 2004 Honda Pilot, nice. Sure does, but those Hondas will last a long time. So I don't want to fill it up with cabinetry and shelving, even though that would be nice and efficient for some things. Um, but sometimes my work is varied enough that I like the ability to be able to change out what tools I have easily. So a lot of my stuff is kind of mobile. Um, and also in the back of the van, and I think I've done a van tour before, but I've got a bench seat that is attached using what do they call it, U channel, and so I could take the bench seat out when I need to, super easy. Like for Columbus, it had to come out so we could fit all the plywood and all the tools. Um, so the bench seat that I have folds out into a bed, so we can sort of use it for camping in the summer. So I don't want to. So any shelving I put in, I want to make sure that it works with unfolding that bed, so we don't have. So I don't have to take like shelving out of my van in order to use it as an RV. Well, whose doesn't? And we're all just in second grade, Chief. It's all good. But so I need to, whatever shelves I put in, and I want to put them in for like things that you need all the time. I want to make sure that I keep a couple of bundles of shims on the van. I might keep a small amount of like screws rather than have to keep them in a mobile toolbox. Maybe keep screws on there, caulk, something you always need, glue. Of course, you gotta be careful in the winter because it'll freeze on you. But yeah, definitely want to do some sort of shelving to make working more efficient, but I don't want to put in so much shelving that we can't use it the way we've been using it for camping. Sometimes the van's big enough, we could throw both our kayaks in the van and a bicycle. If I took the mirrors off my motorcycle, I could probably get the motorcycle up in there and travel around like that. So it's a nice big van. I just don't want to ruin like the fun way that we use the van. So as we construct that, I've got like a bunch of oak flooring actually from a job that might turn into the floor in the van. I've got just enough of it. The other funny dream I have in my head with the van is because the bench seat comes out, I sort of want to make it where the passenger seat can come out too, like have that in a U channel as well. Because a lot of times I'm just solo on my jobs, so sometimes you need the room. Get rid of that passenger. Like let's have some more room for storage. But on the other hand, a lot of times I do have a helper or Izzo's wife's with me. Or if we're in the summer, if we're using it for camping, got to have a passenger seat then. So I don't want to get rid of it, but it would be nice to be able to take it out when I need to, put it back in when I don't. So hopefully this spring, those are some fun projects you'll get to see. Those are the kind of things I'll probably have to work on them on the weekend when I'm not working on something else. So it'll probably be like slowly get done over the spring on the weekends. Can always use a handy helper. Yep, handy helpers are nice, but then I have to pay the handy helper. And then I have to actually plan things out properly so that way the handy helper doesn't have a confusing schedule with me. So we'll work on that. So, Chief, are you in school right now? Are you doing your math major thing? I know there's a delay. I know he can't answer right away. We have 8 people listening. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm going to hit some of that double oak while we're standing here. I'll keep yapping at you guys for a little bit. We're at 75 minutes. We got 8 people. We've got 4 likes. This is the first time I've actually thought about it. 6th semester? How many semesters you got to go? And what are you going to be when you grow up? It ends in May. Nice. Woodford Reserve double oaked. So tasty. So a nice person bought me 2 more undergrad semesters than 2 graduate semesters. I graduated high school, so I don't know what all of that means. Cool. So just for fun, so it's hard to see on the screen, but you can see like in my beard as it comes in. And I'm not really a beard guy. This is the fact because I went to Columbus and didn't bother shaving. But all this is like gray in here now. But all this used to be red. So like when the beard hairs get longer, there's like a lot of red in it. There's some red in the mustache. It's easier to see if I'm live. But yeah, it's funny. Like my sister, 2 of my sisters have completely like Irish, Scottish, red flaming hair, and you know what? And even in Mario, if you look, his hair is darker and his mustache is lighter. So you know, maybe that's a thing. But my grandpa had red hair. He had red hair even like the day he died. It was mostly white, but there was still red in the man's hair. And all of his granddaughters, except for one of my sisters, has flaming red hair, and then only one of his grandsons has the huge red hair. And even my sister that doesn't have like tons of red hair, she's got like one when she's not dyeing it, she has like one red lock of hair, like in her temple, and so my only red hair, like from about here down, like the red starts poking in. But now all of the red has started turning gray. It's a little distressing, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I'm scared of redheads because I'm related to too many of them. Redheads are scary. And if you have red hair, please don't be offended, but you're scary. But we love you for it. We love those fiery redheads. Yeah, I don't know when the stupid hats are supposed to. They originally claimed they'd be here by the 22nd. So once the hats come off, once the hats come on, we take the picture. And we shave the mustache. It'll be fun. Someone did subscribe today. We're up to 131. She's still there. She just changed a little. I know she's not what she used to be. Yeah, I'm up to 131. Woohoo! Thanks, whoever subscribed. That was very nice of you. We're just at the hangout part of this now. So if you have any questions, if you want to tell me how your day's going or what you're doing this week. When are we going to get a new Figment ride? I mean, thank goodness at least Figment's in it, but I don't know why would they get rid of Dreamfinder? Why would they get rid of him? It was weird. Hey, Spider, what's up, Fred? I tend to name spiders Fred for no reason. This is my buddy Fred. He's like, I don't want to be on YouTube. I like spiders because I don't like flies and mosquitoes and other bugs like that, and I figure the spiders eat them, so they might be my friends. When we lived in Eastlake, our house was. I'll let him walk on the file cabinet. When we had our we had our house in East Lake. We were pretty close to the lake, so lot of bugs, a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of Canadian soldiers, and I like the big orb weavers, and I'll see if I can find it like a good picture of one. But I really like the. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're going soon. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, spiders are my friends as far as I'm concerned. They eat the bugs that I hate. Somewhere I have a video of me petting the butt of an orb weaver on our house. I would just pet him as I walk by. So, but then one bit Izzo's wife, so they're no longer allowed to. I'm not allowed to kind of pretend that they're pets anymore. I have to. I try to get them out live, and if I can, I just gotta kill them. Poor things. Orb weaver. Orb weaver. Spider. Well, and it depends if you watch that movie was freaky. Anyone hates spiders if you see that movie. All right. Oh, here's the orb weaver. Ah, there's the orb weaver. Look how pretty he is. So pretty. Look at that coloring. So the orb weavers on so the orb weavers that were on my house would sometimes be as big as that around. And yeah, they would just be hanging out there, and I'd walk past. I'd like pet their butts. Sometimes they wouldn't move. Sometimes they'd run off. But I love them eating the bugs. So yeah, until Izzo's wife got attacked by a spider, we had a catch and release program in the house. But now I have to make sure that they're not near her. They do a little bit. I wonder if since I don't have a really irrational fear of spiders at all. Not that your fears are irrational. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but I wonder. I know I wouldn't have when I was younger, and a buddy of mine had a tarantula, and I know I wouldn't touch it. I wonder if I would go ahead and pick one up these days, because I've kind of, for whatever whacked out reason, grown slightly fond of spiders. It's different. I don't have them on our house, on our apartment. It's not my house. We're renters. We don't have them on the apartment where we live now. What bugs do we have there? A lot of stink bugs. And of course, stink bugs are fine unless you crush them. There you go. Good work, Chief. That sounds good. Well, and I mean, you could do practical things to try to keep them out. You can, find the right chemicals, spray them around your house, spray them limitedly inside your house. You just got to be careful, like, get something that's not going to hurt your cat. As long as you're careful with all that. I need to remember to do the mezcal next time we're hanging out, so we can eat some crickets. I guess I could eat crickets with bourbon. It just doesn't seem right. Whenever I leave here tonight, I am going to go to the Giant Eagle grocery store nearby and just see if there's anything fancy in their liquor section today. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I used to when we had a cat. I remember her eating dragonflies a lot. She would eat dragonflies, and she would eat bunnies. There were no bunnies in our neighborhood. I once watched my cat taunting bluebirds. It was like laying in the yard, almost like pretending to be wounded, and the bluebirds were squawking at her, and when she was pretending to be wounded, they would swoop down at her to attack her, and then she'd kind of jump up and bat at them. I don't know. That was a crazy cat I had. Her name was Skullfire, so might have been part of it. But yeah, there were some bunnies in the neighborhood. If you've never heard a bunny scream, it sounds like a baby screaming. It's a horrible sound. So yeah, the first time we heard the scream, ran to the back porch, and she had a little baby bunny cornered, and yeah, isn't that cute? My mom named her, actually. It's named after one of the X-Men 2099. There was a mutant called Skullfire. For some reason, Mom named the cat Skullfire, and then I took over the cat. But it's almost like she grew into her name. She was never an alley cat. She was always, she was outdoors sometimes, but boy, she had the personality of an alley cat. She was a good cat. I liked her. Oh, chipmunks! Yeah, we didn't see chipmunks the whole time we were at the East Lake house until she died, and then the chipmunks showed up. And but she got so she had this bunny. She had brought it in, was kind of playing with it. It screamed. We heard it. We chased the bunny out. We kept the cat in overnight. The next night went about our normal routine. The cat was out, and she got the bunny and brought it back and left it for us. You know how cats do; they leave little presents. So traditionally, you're used to seeing little dead birds as the present, but yeah, to be left with bunny parts as the present, that was pretty intense. And I gotta say, the first one was a little sloppy. The second one she got, like, she left the pieces in neat little piles. It was almost artistic, and was proud of her, even though it was a little disturbing. But hey, that's what cats do. Yep, surprise and deception. So we don't have any pets right now. So I had two cats when we got married, and we just we've got a turtle now. Aw, well, I won't. Well, my cat's dead, so you don't have to worry about my cat eating your bunny. Um, I think she only got three of them before she died, and that was like later. I don't know where the bunnies were hiding beforehand. Like, she usually would just bring us birds before that. But but yeah, so the bunnies all breathed a sigh of relief when my one of my cat passed, and then but yeah, so we have a turtle now. Um, the turtle is kind of, you know we had two, and one, we think one ate. So they're always shedding their shells and they're molting. Their skin molds too, and so we think that the one that died, we think she might have, and they're always like sharpening their beak on stuff. Uh, so we think the one that died, that she swallowed a piece of her own shell, like when she was sharpening her beak, and maybe cut herself up on the inside. We really don't know why she died. Um, okay, cool. So my buddy in the Izzo, yeah, we're train of thought. We're like going all over the place. So my buddy that was on the Brigby Bourbon Barrel update, that's Devin. I want to thank Devin for covering for me for a week, and I loved the looks on his face because neither of us are a fan of that bourbon I put in there, and we are hoping that I didn't ruin that barrel, because you can still taste that rotten apple taste in it. It's gross. Oh, nice. Your bunny could probably hold its own. Oh, pet bunnies. Ooh, foxes. That's cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, yep. Circle of life. Circle of life. Sometimes the stuff eats each other. But Devin did a great job on week 3 of reviewing the baby bourbon barrel, and I love the looks on his face. So funny. What we found out. So we were trying to figure out what the taste was, and I realized that bourbon is finished in apple brandy barrels, and I don't know if they all taste like that. I don't know if it's possible for like a barrel or a bottle to go bad, but instead of tasting like apple, it tastes like rotten apples, and that is not a tasting note you want when you are enjoying bourbon. And so I'm just hoping that, but it's a fun experiment anyway. So I'm hoping that barrel eases the rotten note out of it. I don't mind if it tastes like apples; that would be wonderful. But rotten apples, no way. So hopefully that barrel fixes that. We'll see how it tastes. We'll taste it each week, and hopefully that taste will go. And I'll be honest, if because I didn't catch it. It was when me and him were tasting it together that he said the rotten apples thing, and it made so much sense. So, man, if we can't get that taste out of there, because what we found out, so that day that we tried it, we tried it in the little Glencairn, and we sampled it, and we were both distressed enough. We poured the rest of what we had in the barrel. We were done with it, and then so I'm like, all right, well, let's pour something. Let's have something good then. So I poured one. I poured I think my Maker's Mark cast strength into our Glencairns, and I didn't rinse the glasses out, or didn't wash the glasses out. So we go to sip the nice Maker's Mark, and we could taste the watershed. It's like, no, like we should have washed the glasses and poisoned it. So actually, those two glasses, we poured our Maker's Mark into the barrel too, because it had been tainted by that lousy apple taste. And so then we cleaned the glasses and drank the Maker's Mark. But so boy, I'm hoping the barrel's not ruined. But on the other hand, got it from Amazon. It was $50. I could always buy another barrel and then age some stuff myself. So I think I want to get some sheet music for On This Magic Night from Spectral Magic. And I think what I want to do is I'll make it like a contest. Contest, I don't know. It's not really a contest. I just make like a challenge. I'll have to, I don't have super ton amount of viewers, but I'll have to like put something in there if I get to. I'll pick a number of likes or a number of views, and if On This Magic Night gets enough views or whatever, maybe I'll do the entire parade, like get all the different Disney stuff and like play it on cello. Remember the magic. Anything else special coming up? So, gonna do the drive-through. April 7th. Gonna see the Mario movie there. Well, the fun part that I could do with On This Magic Night is if I, and this is gonna take, this would take a while to do it, but it would be neat to like have the cello line, but also how, because there's the horns in that song. Like if I can remember how to play my trombone, I got to get some practicing in to be able to do that. We can. People would either like it because they like it or watch it because they hate it. Either way, it's so divisive now. It's so sad that it's divisive. But yeah, the Mario movie. I like Chris Pratt, but I want Mario to have the stereotypical Italian accent. so I'm sure it'll be good. I like Jack Black. I've heard good things about the girl that plays Peach. I can't remember who plays Luigi, but sounds like it has a fun. It sounds like it has a fun cast. So I'm looking forward to it. And I've played some of the more recent Mario games I haven't played, but all the games from the 80s and 90s I played them. Still can play them on my old video systems. I still have them in the house, and hooking them up to a high def TV is really funny. Looks kind of terrible. Like you almost need to like get an older TV to play your old Nintendo machines, but then you can get the Switch Online, and they look good too. Like Maverick was fun. Top Gun Maverick was fun. That was great. Yeah, sometimes you just want fun. I want to escape. I don't want a message. If you want to put a subtle message about the modern world in your movies, that's fine. But sometimes I just want to have fun and escape. I don't want to. That's like the thing with Andor. Andor was a very good show. But I just didn't feel it was as Star Wars as other Star Wars shows. So it was poorly written as Book of Boba Fett was, poorly written as Obi-Wan Kenobi was. Those felt like Star Wars, and they let me escape a little bit. But like Andor's almost like a little too gritty and real. And I want that escapism. That's what I'm looking for in a movie. I don't want to be reminded of what's going on around me. I got to see Top Gun Maverick at the drive-in, as a matter of fact. That's probably a good way to put it. Yeah, put a moral in. There could be a moral, but like if you're too blunt with your messaging, then it just turns people off, unfortunately. I like to turn my brain off. I think that's all I got for you. So what's the biggest TV what am I on? Are you watching me on a phone? Are you watching on a TV? I've got some friends of mine say that I've been on 3 of their TVs in their house, and that's just a weird thought in my head. Like, why would you watch me? but thank you. Why would you watch me? But thank you for watching. I'm trying to think if I got anything special with the project. So the kitchen coming up. We are going to put a pocket door between the kitchen and the utility room, so that'll be neat. So open up a wall a little bit, make sure there's no electrical, move it if we have to. MacBook, yep. I hear you. My I got the iPad Pro something or other on the phone. Cool. Yeah, so I mean, my tablet is basically a 13-inch TV. Normally phone, cool. Yeah, that's where I'm mostly at. Most of my YouTube, I just do it on the phone. I got the earbud in. But yeah, so So the Ruin, I haven't seen the Ruin pop up in chat. So the Ruin, when he's in chat, I believe I've been told that I've been on several of his TVs at the house. So sometimes I'm quite large and quite loud at the Ruin's house. But yeah, so in the kitchen, so we're taking out the old cabinets. We're getting rid of the soffits. Hopefully, we're getting rid of the soffits. No, at this point, we have to get rid of the soffits, or we at least have to shorten them. So soffits sometimes can hide electrical or plumbing. Sometimes soffits are just decorative. I don't know why they. I don't know why you would build decorative soffits. Like if you're hiding some mechanicals, totally understand that. But if you just have soffits for the sake of soffits, I don't get it. So with the kitchen, go put me on the TVs at Walmart. That would be great. If I do that, I'll have to make sure I get like a logo so people know what to search if they want to find the Maniac Carpenter. Oh, that would be great, Steven. That sounds awesome. I like that. I don't think Amy or JEK are in the chat right now, but I know they have got an outdoor projector. I should talk them into putting me up on there. Oh, QR code. There you go. That would be funny. That would be sick if you put me onto the TVs at Walmart. That would be sick. 20-foot screen. Nice. Love it. That's awesome. I always think about getting a projector. That's a lot of Pete. It would be way too much Izzo. Pete, I think, is big enough to fill that screen. I think Izzo. That's too much Izzo right now. Maybe down the road. So we're putting in a pocket door into the utility room. We're taking some of her existing cabinetry and we're putting it in the utility room to make that space more useful. So we're placing the existing cabinets with basically the same thing, but she loses one of the cabinets because we're going to put a dishwasher in. But then next to the fridge, because we're switching to a pocket door, we have room to move the fridge over, give her a nice pantry cabinet. So it'll be a nice little kitchen remodel. Gonna do a click together, like a life-proof floating floor. So we'll change the flooring out for her. She's gonna do granite tops. I'll do a tile backsplash. I'm supposed to do a herringbone backsplash. I'll do that before I leave the shop today. I'll set out some tiles in a pattern. So one of my favorite memories from the drive-in, not drive-through. I'd probably have watched movies in the drive-through as well, but seeing movies at the drive-in, I once saw Twister. So there's the scene where the Twister like goes through the drive-in, and that's a little trippy when you're watching it at a drive-in and you see that scene. It was very fun. And I think that was a double feature, and I think a storm came in. So I think the second movie we had to watch with like the windows up. We just had the radio playing the audio for us. Twister is fun. Twister's fun until you live through a tornado. I have not lived through a tornado, but I know someone that has. They don't appreciate it when I send screenshots of Twister to them. Even though I'm sending it with joking love, but no, I don't do that anymore. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Let's see, what else? So that's that kitchen, pocket door, adding a pantry, flooring, backsplash. So the flooring, so I'm going to use subway tiles, but she wants it in a herringbone design. So maybe I'll put that, maybe I'll make a short video and put it. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's cool. Where did I see the Cats movie? We either rented it or something. Watch it in our bedroom on the little 40-inch TV. But I've seen Cats. I saw Cats on Broadway. I've seen Cats locally in Cleveland. That's a fun show. I hope someone does a. I even kind of liked the movie. It was like a so bad it's good kind of thing. It was like a so bad it's good kind of thing. I almost wish they had left the edit where the cats had buttholes, but I understand why they edited those out. Cool. Oh, hi Lynette. How you doing? You're probably not that late. I think I originally said 6. Oh, it's almost 7. But we started at 5. Happy spring, everyone. Spring is here, even if it doesn't feel like it. How was Les Mis? I can't remember. Was the Les Mis movie good? I think I remember enjoying it. I mean, Hugh Jackman's awesome. Lynette, what do you drink your bourbon out of? Do you do a Glencairn or do you do a rocks glass? I'm just curious. That's right. The only one I remember was I remember what's his face. Who did Javert? I remember Javert getting a lot of flack for not singing great. I mean, Hugh usually sings pretty good. I'll have to watch it again. I don't remember having any complaints about it. Ah, okay. Okay. I'll have to rewatch it. Oh, okay, cool. Good to know, Lynette. Thank you. Branagh. Okay. Okay. Interesting. It could be. I don't know. My brain's not tagging it for some reason. So I got to see. Who have I seen as a Phantom? The only one I remember exactly, I did get to see Colm Wilkinson as Phantom up in Toronto. So Phantom I saw on Broadway. I don't remember who it was. I saw in Toronto. I know it was Colm Wilkinson. He did awesome. I know I've seen it at least twice in Cleveland, but I don't remember any particular singers or actors in there. What else? So I was my very kind uncle when me and my sister were teenagers, not old enough to drive. Don't so probably like 14 or 15 at the most. My uncle took us up to New York for 4 days. We saw 5 musicals in 4 days. It was fun. So what did we see? We saw Cats, Phantom, Les Mis, Carousel, and I want to say Miss Saigon. But what a trip! What a nice trip! What a good uncle. So I've always kind of liked the musical. There's always been like musicals in the family. Always been a fan of them. I didn't never saw Hello Dolly until just recently. Finally saw Hello Dolly. What other musicals? Anything else good? I really want. I don't know if anyone's playing. I should look. Let's see if anyone's doing Starlight Express. Anyone? Anywhere? Oh, I take that back. It was not Miss Saigon. I saw that in Cleveland. It was Beauty and the Beast, the musical. Nice. Yeah. So just for fun, I hope someday some maniac puts on a production of Starlight Express that I'm able to see. Uh, like I was just listening to like a video on Starlight Express, just talking about some of the crazy stuff that the roller skating singer actors had to do to make that thing work. Is anyone touring? StarlightExpress.com. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, it's good stuff. So I don't remember. I don't remember. I'd have to look through, try to find the old playbill. I don't remember who was singing the Beast when I got to see it, but the second to last note of the first half, like before you go to intermission for a little bit, he like botched the second to last note. I'm like, oh, that poor man. Like I just wouldn't come out of the dressing room, but he came out and did a marvelous performance after that. But yeah, second to last note of the first half. Oof. Current production. I don't think this website's current. Buy tickets here. Oh, let's click on it. Oops, page cannot be found. Oh well. It looks like as late as 2015, they were having productions in Germany. UK tour 2012. Yeah, this is all old. This website's got to be old. Bummer. I would love to see it though someday if it ever comes back to tour. I don't know. Well, and it seems like it seems like I don't know. People are always pushing the boundaries of what they can do physically. I almost feel like if you did get a production of Starlight Express, that the people would be even more amazing at being able to do the skating, and to be able to do the skating and singing at the same time. I just feel like each year people get braver, more capable, stronger somehow. I don't know. Humans are always pushing the envelope, so I could see them coming in and being able to do that. Maybe less injuries, hopefully. Maybe we can do a comedy slash musical slash parody called Murder on the Starlight Express. We could have Perot in it, a bunch of people roller skating. Let's work on that. So that'd be nice to see some of you in April at the Kearney Crew. So I don't know how many. I don't think anyone was watching when I said it the last time. So I will try to do some live streams from the parks when I get down there. So if you have anything in particular you'd like to see, when I watch Pete, I see sometimes signal issues depending on what it is. So I'm barely anything compared to the experience he's had with it. So I don't know how good it'll be, but I'll try to do some live streaming while we're down there, just for fun. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll just try to fill some stuff and post it. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, and they talked a little bit about equity coming in and to Starlight Express, and that first cast, I guess, worked so hard and practiced so much that at first they weren't given hazard pay because the people that came in and inspected them thought that they were professional skaters because they were so good because of all the practice they'd put into it. Country Bears, there you go. Yeah, so at first they weren't given hazard pay because they had practiced so much that they were doing really good at it. So eventually, I guess they were able to get some hazard pay, and I know they had some injuries along that first run. I don't know the details on that. I never thought about it like that. Yeah, you have to. It's just like any other business. Like it might not be affordable to do Starlight Express anymore. That's fascinating. That's nice having someone like Stephen Noon that has some insider thoughts on those kind of things. Let's see what else. So we got a kitchen coming up. So I talked about that a little bit. Told you some of the details. The other job that I'm doing for the Avon Lake people, that's a pantry. So that's like 5 or 6 cabinets. I got to make a countertop. Their fireplace should be neat. The fireplace we're gonna take out the boring mantle that's there. We're gonna put shiplap along that whole wall, go up like 15 feet. And then we'll put my rustic mantle on it. Oh, I should probably close this down and go finish those samples. So we'll end this in a couple minutes. What time is it? 7:08. Let's go to 7:15. So I got those 2 jobs. I got the shower I got to finish. I got to call that fella, see if I can finish those last couple things there. There might be another purse store starting in July. So I'll have to find something to do in May, but stuff is always coming up. So, you know what? I take that back. No, in May, I have a kitchen reface to do. We're gonna paint the cabinets. Might replace the doors. I have to finish their quote. Give them new countertops. Add a shelf or a cabinet in. So that's probably part of May. Some other little things to do around that house. I don't know. So we'll see. I did in permanent marker, so I'll have to get rid of it with lacquer. Got like a little thing going on. So we'll see how consistent we can make that. Probably after those 2 weeks, probably in early April, I'll have to go back down to Columbus and finish that work. But that'll be a good thing. I'll still be ahead of schedule, which is good. Yeah, they do have to think about safety more. And well, and every once in a while you still hear about something horrible, like whatever happened, where someone got killed by the gun, like the gun had real bullets instead of blanks or something like that. It's, yeah, you gotta, all that stuff, safety costs. Well, so when people like me say that like they don't have time to be safe, it's actually not true, because if you take the time to be safe, then you're less likely to be injured. Injury always costs more than being safe. But you got to get your mind into that kind of setting. And so, I mean, that applies. So it applies for me in construction. It applies to everyone. It probably applies to everyone. So if they spend a little bit more money and they make production safe, that saves them money. It's better than having horrible accidents. That's for sure. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna up my safety a little bit. You're gonna see some better, safer techniques. There's some things that probably won't go away. I'll be honest with you, I'll probably never put my guards back on my table saw, but I've been using them so long without, and I know where to keep my fingers away. Who knows? And maybe as I get back into the safety culture, maybe those guards will even go back on. Sometimes there's some cuts where you got to take the guards off. There's no getting around it, but I could probably put my guards back on. Because I don't want to influence anyone for the bad. I don't want you guys to start building stuff based on me and then start injuring yourself. So probably should go ahead and put those guards back on. Maybe I'll do that today. That annoys part of my brain, but it would be the better thing to do. But don't worry, I'm not using the table saw today. I might just put the guards back on. Been pretty fortunate. I got all 10. I got all 10. Only this one's a little messed up, the fingernail there. Been pretty fortunate. Oh, that's okay. I know, the ruin. I know. That's funny. So what are your cabinets like? Are they stained? Are they painted? I'll figure out some good product for you as far as what to clean that. That might be a really good, like, tiny video to make. So I can shoot it to you. I'll figure out something and I'll recommend it to you. So that's the thing, is I build all the cabinets. I very rarely maintain them. So I will find out for you. Now I know our finisher, the varnishes he would use, so it's like a lacquer varnish. He would usually just say mild detergent and not painted, so stained. So usually if you're dealing with any kind of clear coat or varnish, just a mild detergent and soapy water basically should be good for cleaning it. I will, if you have any like deeper stains or marks or anything, I can find out which products you would want to use. But yeah, in general, if you're dealing with stained wood, mild detergent. He always claimed you don't want to use like furniture polish on the cabinets. I remember him saying that. So I'll get some good info for you, Lynette, and you may have just created a new video for me. So welcome to Ruin. Did you just get here, or you just been silent for a while? It's a little bit chilly in here. I'm gonna put my hoodie back on. Hey, the Ruin. I have heard good things about some Jack Daniels that's coming out. The 10-year and the 12-year, I guess, are really, really tasty. So if you see it, grab 2 bottles. Well, grab as many bottles as you want and grab one for me. Unless they do one per. But I've heard good things about them. Nice. Oh, 2 minutes. We're going to close this up in a little bit. If you have any questions after the stream's done, feel free to throw them into the Discord. I'll make sure I put the Discord link in this description for a change. Or put your question in the comments of the video after it's done. I'll make sure it gets answered. Good job. So did you just have a string on it, or did you figure something else out? Oh, where'd my spider go? He crawled up to safety somewhere. Yeah, that's the first one I saw, and then SLB drinks, or SLB whiskey. They reviewed it too. The I hope you don't take this the wrong way. ADHD whiskey ruin. I feel like that's the show that if you did a whiskey show, you would be him. So I hope that's not offensive to you. The hat hides the string. Nice, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, what I've heard, and I mean maybe Stephen Noon knows more about this. Oops, hold on. What is this? His wife want? Oh boy, it's a long text. Oh, what's going on? Oh, it's not about me. Oh, good. I'll read this later. Okay, she's just updating me on something. Anyway, uh, Stephen Noon. Maybe Stephen Noon knows about this, but I've heard about spirit glue, that they use that in productions. So let's look up spirit glue for your mask, in case you need to eliminate the string. Spirit glue for face. That'll be a good search. Theater professionals know that the best way to secure wigs, prosthetics, and fake beards is to, but then the little thing stops. Yeah, so I thought that was like a theater thing. So yeah, you get the spirit glue, the spirit gum, and but I don't know if you need like another solvent to get rid of it. Oops, 7:15. I said I was gonna go at 7:15. All right, but yeah, don't do the Gorilla Glue. Oh, that's interesting. So you would want to, and definitely test it on your skin in a very small spot first. Make sure you're not allergic to it. Can you imagine how hard that would be? Like, get spirit glue all over your face, and then I'm allergic to it. Oops. All right, but I am going to close this up. So I did say a few minutes ago, 7:15. So thank you so much for watching tonight. Appreciate it. We got a plan for the next couple weeks, but we'll still jump in on a Friday recap. Friday recap will probably be between 6 and 7, based on that day. So I'll try to have some good stuff for you. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out, and I'll see you next time. You're